So let's what's the next phase of due diligence checks that you sort of, feed in a consumable way to the.
Yeah, so the big one is the comparable sales and comparable rentals. So like that's the one where firstly we want to make sure, like for your property, Jared, that we're getting a good price. And by good price doesn't mean the cheapest price in the market. You're not going to buy the cheapest one. Are we buying at least a fair market price, if not good? I always tell people I'd rather buy a fair market price in a better market than a below market property in a soft market. Like,
have you been listening to the Property Powers podcast, mate?
Jared, it's a really good quote from Warren Buffett. He says it's better to buy a good business at a fair price. And you say business as a property. So it's better to buy a good business at a fair price than a fair business at a good price.
Yeah, so, he must have got that from my podcast.
Yeah. So like, obviously cheap is not like, the way I explain it is, if you go to Bunnings Warehouse and there's two types of tape measures, one's $10 and one's $50, which one are you going to buy? I'm buying the $50 one because it's a better product and I'm going to have less troubles with it, less risk, it's less likely to break. So let's not buy cheap.
Yeah. However, if you're someone like me who's kind of can't do that stuff himself anyway, I'll buy the $10 one knowing that I'm only going to use it twice and then it's going to live in a drawer.
That's a good point.
I like that. Many case by cases here.
Case by case.
I'd sit there and go, because I know this is like in the buyer's agent realm, right? Like I all my consumable brain goes down there is there's people that do charge larger fees because they've got really good marketing and therefore they've got that higher demand coming through and they try to reduce, I guess, the number of people they can work with by having that higher fee. So don't get caught up in just that from the buyer's agent realm. That's why you're listening to this, is either you do it yourself or you go through a buyer's agent. But look at the runs on the board, look at, obviously the history and get to know the person, read their books, listen to their podcasts. That's something that I would say from I guess there's probably more risk assessment on the buyer's agent side, which we might do a potty in the future on.
Yeah, and that's one of the ones where I find it baffling that people make the decision based on like $3,000 or $5,000. Like you get some inquiries and like, well, this company's doing it for this price, and you're like, cool, go accept that price. Like I charge based on what I think I'm worth, and this is going to sound bad, but also the demand I have. Like my bottleneck is finding good quality properties, and I could be a buyer's agent that does 50 deals a month and they're mediocre deals, but because I want to keep quality high, I charge a bit more because I'm working with less clients and hopefully giving a better output. And this is the arrogant part. If at the moment, like I have more inquiries than I have properties, so it's not the client inquiries are the issue. So I'm generally just going to keep upping my fees. And like I said, I know it sounds arrogant to the listeners, but I'd rather, like I said, focus on the good quality and do less deals than just try to become a sausage factory spitting out 50 deals a month.
Yeah, absolutely.